So you have ambitions and big dreams. You want to be successful and live the life you've always dreamed of. But there's a problem. You're lazy. You know exactly what you need to do, but you don't do it. This causes guilt because deep down you realize you're capable of more. That guilt builds up over days, weeks, months until it turns into acceptance. Then a new year comes, and with it, the same goals you had last year come back. You start off enthusiastic, inspired by motivation, and a little deluded by illusions. But pretty soon procrastination comes into play. It creeps up as unexpectedly as that relative who always comes uninvited. Gradually, procrastination turns into a daily cycle of laziness, and you start calling yourself lazy. So how do you break this cycle and get rid of procrastination? There are tons of videos on the internet on this topic, but most of them only fight the symptoms. They advise deleting social media or removing distractions. This may help in the short term, but it doesn't address the main problem, the true cause of procrastination. It all boils down to one word: inertia. In physics, inertia is the tendency of objects to remain at rest or in motion until an external force acts on them. This is Newton's first law, and it applies not only to objects but also to tasks. The beginning of any task, no matter how small, requires an initial push and energy to overcome a state of rest. And that's exactly the root of the problem. We ourselves make that initial push too difficult in our imagination, so we simply avoid the task and distract ourselves with something easy and enjoyable. For example, browsing social media. To beat procrastination, we need to overcome inertia. You can do this in two ways. And before that, I would be very grateful if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let's get started. First of all, make it easy to get started. Getting started is the hardest part. So it's important to lower the stakes and make the first step as easy as possible. For example, if you say to yourself, I need to write a 5,000-word text, the inertia is too strong because the task seems huge. But if you say, I'll just write 50 words, the resistance becomes much less, and it's much easier to get started. Second, the 2-minute rule. If you don't want to get started on a task, tell yourself you'll only do it for 2 minutes and then stop if you want to. For example, if you don't want to clean your room, put on a song, start cleaning, and stop when the music ends. More often than not, you'll go on for longer than 2 minutes, or write more than 50 words. This works because objects in motion keep moving. Once you start, you build up inertia and it helps you keep going. At first, it's like pushing a ball uphill. But once you get past the point of inertia, it becomes easier, as if the ball is rolling downhill. That's why it's important that the initial step is easy and simple. Reduce the stakes and start with 2 minutes. These two methods can be applied to any area of life to overcome procrastination. Going to the gym, working on your project, maintaining relationships, and more.